Okay, wait, hold on. Can I show you this first? When a Christian,
What is it?
when a Christian stubs their toe, okay?
Stubs their toe. When a Christian
I was watching, thinking it'd be like, oh, like fudgesicles or something.
Welcome to the Honey Jam podcast. We are your hosts. I'm Janice.
I'm Jessica.
Jess.
Yeah.
Jess?
Oh, I see you brought the tension this week.
Jess? I'm feeling good today. This week is a much better week for me.
Oh, that's good to hear.
Last week I was a little down. I'll be honest. I was a little down.
I don't know if our listeners noticed. I was kind of sad watching our previous episode because I mean, as Janice, it's very understandable why she was down, but I felt it a little bit during our pod sesh. And then as I watched it, as I listened to it, I was like, oh, Janice seems sad.
The tension was low.
It was pretty low. And then I could see myself kind of like panicking throughout the
Oh, really?
episode.
Were you panicking?
Not panicking, but I was like, all right, I gotta bring it. I gotta.
Hey, but you know, actually, that the past episode, our K-pop episode did the best on my YouTube channel. It got 200 views.
I know.
On YouTube. I don't know how, and that's just on YouTube. We have like separate Spotify plays, but I don't know who's watching our K-pop episode. But thank you so much for watching and listening, everybody.
Seriously, thank you so much. And actually, Stephanie left a comment with the timestamps of when the celebrities came out. So
Steph Cho, shout out.
Steph Cho. So thank you for that comment. I actually thought it was a random listener, and I was like, oh my god, Janice, we made it.
Yeah,
we
like
have a random listener doing timestamps.
She wrote like the chapters of like what we're talking about in the video, right? Like 20 minutes BTS interview, you know? And Jess was like, wait, Janice, who is this? Do we have a fan? Like, who would take their time to add the timestamps for us? And I was like, oh my gosh.
We were so excited. We made it. We're going to be on Dumbfounded. I even like bragged to Josh, my husband. I was like, Josh, someone random put timestamps. That, you know what that means, right? That means we made it.
We're worldwide, baby.
I mean, I still felt very touched that Steph did it.
Yeah. Thank you to all of our listeners once again.
Thank you so much.
I just want to say one thing. The reason why I'm so hyper is I'll just sing this one song for you to guess why.
Okay.
그대는 선물입니다. 하늘이 내려준.
여러분, everyone, if you guys are not watching 선업twi, Lovely Runner, right. It's so funny because just last week we weren't even watching it, Janice. Isn't that so funny?
Dude, that's so true.
We weren't watching it, but our friends, our college friends, Danielle and Spake, they 강추ed. They highly recommended this drama to us. And actually, I was not like I've seen clips here and there, especially like the like the that one.
Can you walk through that scene? Because I think the thing about this drama is just listen.
Yeah,
I feel like. In Korea right now, it is the craze, okay? All the women are obsessed with not only this drama, but this man. And I feel like it's now starting to catch on in the States, but not like the majority of people know what this drama is. So let us walk you through this, okay? So Jess, tell us what scene you're talking about. And this is the scene that piqued our interest.
This happens like towards the beginning and it doesn't ruin anything. But one of like the selling points of this drama is that it ignites a lot of nostalgia in like especially like our age people watching it.
In because our early 30s.
Yes, because it's set in like the late 2000s. You know, the Psy World 감성, Epic High 감성. You know, all of that flip phone 감성, right?
Yep. And the Ulpucut 감성.
Yes, the 울프
Jackie
cut.
cut.
boa cut, layer cut.
Yes,
감성.
yes. Girls
Yes,
on top.
Exactly. Yes, 소녀시대 감성. The list goes on.
Never stops.
But this scene that we were intrigued by is the main character Sunjae is running after the girl Im Sol, who is stuck on the bus, right? And he's running towards her, and he's like, his hair is like,
It's in slow-mo.
it's in slow mo. His hair is like flailing in the wind, and he's like looking at her towards the window. And this guy, he just is perfect. I don't know how else to describe his face, but he is literally just perfection.
Well,
And
okay, sorry, go ahead.
and the song that plays is Loveholic. And I don't know if you guys know, but that is like you know, it kind of brings you, it takes you back. It takes you back to
Yeah.
that time. Loveholic.
Yeah.
What are the lyrics? I don't even know. Is it
I
Hi
don't
Ho?
know.
Hi
Like,
hi
hi,
oh
love.
love.
Hi, love.
Do. Am I lagging?
No, I'm sure. I hope we're matching.
I hope so.
And I haven't heard that song in so
I
long. So it was
know.
just like a burst of serotonin.
Yes.
Is
And
that the right
same thing
hormone?
for episode 1. I'm not going to say which song came out. You guys just have to see it yourselves. But in the first episode, I was like, "Oh my god, this is so cheesy," but I kind of loved it even
Yeah.
still, even though it was like super corny. But the ending BGM, background music.
Mm,
So it starts off with like a regular OST from the drama, and then it eases into like a very like old school,
yeah.
2000 song that you guys hopefully will all recognize. And once that song was playing, coupled with that ending shot of the couple from the drama, I was like, this is it. This is my new favorite drama of the year.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like the drama does such a good job of bringing back the old, like they have their own soundtrack, right? And we'll go into
Yes.
that.
Mhm.
But like they bring in the oldies. And if you're 30 years old in your early 30s and you grew up in like, you know, loving Korean entertainment and music, you're definitely going to appreciate the song choices because
Yes.
and also like maybe it's because we were a little bit fobbier back in the day.
Yeah.
Like all the songs hit so hard. Like, oh my
Dude.
gosh.
I was like, actually, Josh, he can't really relate because he was not that interested in Korean culture when he was like in junior high school.
Yeah.
So he actually didn't know the songs, but he still really likes
Oh.
the drama. So even though you might not relate and it
Yeah.
doesn't hit a chord for you, it'll still be enjoyable
Yeah.
because it just kind of, pulls on your heartstrings.
We love our idioms. Hitting a chord, pulling on your heartstrings.
Exactly.
But
And I do want to say the main
sorry,
character
we
girl.
just have so much to talk about today. Okay, sorry, go ahead.
The main girl, Im Sol, her like during that time when she's in high school, her mom runs a video kage, like a VHS
Oh,
store.
yes.
And I don't know if you guys ever did this when you were in like junior high growing up, but I did this when I was here. Like I would go to a video kage. I would say 08, or what was it, like 0871이요, the passcode or like the last four digits of my phone number, and then they would know like my membership and how many
Yeah.
points we have,
Yep.
and then using that number. And I don't even know like why I said it because I was so young when I went in. My mom would just tell me like the number, and I
Yeah.
knew that number would trigger them to know like how much money we have left or whatever, right?
But also like what like your history of the tapes that you borrowed.
Yes. And then I would just go in and then ask for like 일요일이 좋다요, Xmen이요,
연애 편지.
연애 편지요, all of that stuff. And then the main character in the drama, she runs a VHS kage, so
Yeah.
that was like, that in itself was so nostalgic too.
Yeah. Oh, it's so good. And I have to give a quick shout out to Haeyoung because she also wanted to start this drama. And
Mhm.
so I recently went on like a marathon. I watched like 5 episodes in one day. I killed
Oh my
it.
gosh. Wait, was this
So-
yesterday, Janice?
Yeah, this was literally yesterday. I watched 5 episodes.
You couldn't stop.
I couldn't stop. I didn't know about this drama. I mean, I didn't know this man
Mhm.
until yesterday. I didn't really
Yeah.
get to know him until yesterday.
Mhm.
But anyways,
Okay, well, I'll do you one better. I watched all 8 episodes in one night.
wow.
One day. So I was pretty obsessed. But anyways, continue.
I just feel like that iconic scene, that bus
Mhm.
scene, Love
Yeah.
Holic,
Yeah.
it's been around for a while now, and we were like,
It
okay,
has.
it feels interesting, but it seems a little too cheesy, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And like the common thing I saw on like socials is like all these women are like, he's not my style. It seems too cheesy. It seems too childish. I don't want to start. That's all the same reason why we all didn't want to start from the get go.
Yes.
But I'm telling you right now, ladies and men, actually, because Josh is evidence that men can enjoy it too, is
Yes.
proof. Um, if you haven't started, you're not too late. Don't worry. You can join on the bandwagon.
Mm-hmm.
This drama is still going on,
Yes.
and we have 6 fresh new episodes coming. So before it's too late, jump on that wagon and join us on this journey.
I will say it is like it has a lot of those like Korean drama tropes.
Mhm.
Like, like the first main character, the second lead, like 첫사랑 falling in love moment, right?
Can we talk about the second lead?
The second lead guy, he actually came out on Sky Castle too.
Oh,
If you guys saw Sky Castle, he was a guy in like the first episode who like makes it to medical school, and he's like the shining star of that neighborhood, Sky Castle. But then he ends up, the biggest twist of that episode is he ends up committing suicide.
Oh
right?
no!
So
I didn't
he
watch
was.
Sky Castle.
Oh, you didn't,
Uh-uh.
Janice? Oh my gosh,
Uh-uh.
Sky Castle is also another really good drama.
Uh-uh.
But he is like, he kind of like just comes out in the beginning, and maybe like glimpses of him comes out later on. But I didn't know. But he is the second lead. That is the second lead character.
And I don't know how he looks like in Sky Castle, right? But
Mhm.
in this drama, he is literally the face, like the style, the face, that like everything about him, hairstyle, is like what I wanted in a boyfriend when I was in high school. Like that was like the ideal, like 날라리 얼짱 look.
Oh, 맞아.
You know
like
what I
that wolf cut with the satin jacket,
Uh-huh.
super vibrant jacket.
And like the
약간
eyes.
이준기?
Yeah. The
이준기
eyes, like
style.
no 쌍꺼풀, like, monolid, but so handsome.
Yes.
And like bad boy,
Yes.
So they
yes.
cast it so well.
It like really captures that time really well.
Yeah.
Wait, I want to say we forgot to mention one very important thing about the main character guy. His the actor's name is 변우석,
Yeah.
and in the drama his name is 선재. So in the beginning, Janice and I weren't too interested, but then Danielle and Spake said one important fact that completely changed everything for us. And I feel like this will actually play a big part in helping you start this drama and love this man with us. He was born in 1991.
Wow.
What does that mean? He is 32 years old.
And that is really hard to come by these days. All the idols, all the even the actors, they're all so young.
Very young. Very, very young. They're just like, it's a given now that all the hot actors and just super popular K-pop idols, they're a lot younger than us.
Yeah, that's true. Except 손석구. He's like 완전 오빠.
어른 sexy.
어른 sexy.
Yeah. So there's like the kind of like that 아저씨 tier that it's like, oh, they're still hot, like 공유, 손석구, 이동욱, 그런 아저씨들. But then it's rare to find like someone playing a 고등학생, like a high school student, who you think is gonna be super young. But actually in the drama, it's a what is it called? Like a time traveling drama. So he plays both like in his 30s, a role in his 30s and in high school and college.
Yes.
But this man, like, he is so versatile. He can play both.
I think I was so impressed by that because obviously there's like the hair and makeup too, but like both the 변우석, I don't even know his name, like, because I just learned about this guy. 변우석 and the girl character, they're so good at acting like high school students, and then like when they like fast forward to the future, they're like completely different people.
Yeah.
Like I was so shocked.
That's another thing. They are very good at acting. Like there are a lot of lines, a lot of scenes that can be very cringy and kind of hard to act out, but they're so focused and like such good chemistry that it seems so natural,
I'm really glad that we're finally diving into the main thing, which is 변우석, right?
Right.
Okay, so going back on your point, he is oppa to us.
Yes.
And something about that, it makes me feel less guilty.
Exactly. Yeah. You know what it is? Also, like it seems possible.
That's so true.
Like
It doesn't feel so far
오빠니까
away.
it doesn't feel so far away. 뭔가, and also it takes us back to when we were younger
Yeah.
and like fangirling over celebrities.
Yeah.
It just takes me back to that moment when I'm like, you know, 오빠야, and I can like him and I
Exactly.
can appreciate him, you know?
Exactly. I mean, I think the last show that I was like kind of obsessed with in an unhealthy way was The Summer I Turned Pretty.
Mhm.
I'm wearing the shirt.
Oh
I
yeah.
just so happened to
Cousins
be wearing
Rowan.
this shirt.
Yes.
I was obsessed with the cast. Okay, guess what? The cast is like 96, 97, 98.
Yeah, they're young.
I was disgusted by myself. But 변우석,
오빠야. 오빠. And even if you are older than him, it still is still closer. You know what I mean? Closer than 96, 97, 98, right?
yeah. Shout out Sarah's cousin. Sarah Yang's cousin, she has a cousin in Korea. Her name is Mireonni.
Mhm.
And it's funny because I met her when I was in Korea with Sarah and we hung out. She was like awesome. She's like super down to earth. Like, oh, she's just down. And then like she'll take you to all the hot places in Korea. Like I felt super taken care of with her when I was there. Jess like was introduced to her.
I have never met her.
But she's never met her. But somehow Mireonni looped us all into a group chat, and she, I think, is the most obsessed with
She is.
변우석 right now. And it's funny because she has a kid just like Jess does, but she's just like full on fire for this man.
Yeah, and her kid's name is Hum. Her son's name is so cute. Their last name is Han, 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 and then they named his son Som because together handsome sounds like handsome, right?
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
what it is, right?
Yeah.
That's so cute. And then now because the main character's name is Sonje, she calls her son Somje.
It's genius.
It's genius. But yeah, she is very obsessed along with us.
You know what though? Like I will say, his face,
Mhm.
it's not my like normal style. Like I don't
Really?
usually like that style. He has
That's
like
interesting.
his nose, I don't know, something about his lips. Like he's not my style, but like
You-
why
oh.
do I love him?
Janice, it's because you like thin lips with the ipgori. That's what you like.
I think so. I think I'm not used to the thick lips.
Yeah, you like thin lips, and
His
then
lips are juicy.
and you need that little like the little curl at the end. You like the ipgori curl.
I do
Right?
like that. Yeah.
Yeah. But then for me, actually, I do want to claim that I like this man even from before
Oh,
because I followed him when he was literally like in the like 100K.
wait, really?
following.
Oh, you followed him on Insta?
Yes, yeah. He was like when he was not that popular. This is when he was, I think, doing like he was the second lead for Record of Youth.
Terrible drama.
He did it. I mean, self-explanatory, but like, I mean, I kind of made fun of him because I thought his acting was like so whack. But
Oh.
I appreciated how he looked. I was like, I'm very intrigued by this man.
Oh, his face?
Yeah, like 키 크고 뭔가 너무 훈훈해서 I was like, 좋은데? So I was actually
어.
telling Janice, like, I feel like I have a certain choke because remember, guys, throwback to our previous episode,
Mhm.
I mentioned when Chaonu came in. I mean, who will not predict that for Chaonu?
Yeah.
But still, I still called it. I was like, dude, I think Chaonu's gonna get big. And for Pyeonusuk, not that I called that he was gonna get big, but I was still very intrigued, and I followed him when he was not that big.
Oh.
So I was telling Janice, like, I feel like there's this gay guy named Hong
Seok-chan.
Seok-chan in Korea, and he has like a very good radar of like who will get big, who's like
Yeah.
a shining star, like what is it, like a hidden gem.
Yeah.
I was like, I think I'm Hong Seok-chan.
You're a gay man.
I'm a gay man who has like a really strong radar for like who is gonna be a shining star. I wanted to mention Josh actually said before for Gyeongsang Creature,
Mhm.
Park Seo-joon and Han So-hee, they kind of got critiqued because
There was no chemistry.
their chemistry was kind of off.
Mhm.
And I thought what Josh said was pretty interesting because he said like how they look is kind of like like it clashes a little bit because they both look very sharp, right? And like they kind of look similar. So like when they're on the screen together, it's a bit like like a little bit too much, like clashing.
Oh, interesting.
That's what he said, like appearance wise, and I feel like that affects their chemistry too, like of how we perceive them. And then I was like thinking about it. I was like, why do these two in Lovely Runner have like such good chemistry? And of course, they're really good at acting too. But I was like thinking about what Josh said, and I think it's because like the way they look, it's like 너무 잘 어울려.
Oh,
You know what I mean? I don't know. Like the way she looks is like very soft.
Yeah.
But then 변우석 is kind of like more cat-like,
Oh,
more feline characteristics. So I feel like the way they like physically appear on screen too is like it's so pleasing. I don't know if this convinced you. Okay, but a few more things about what's his name? 변우석?
변우석.
I don't know why his name is so hard to remember.
Yeah. 변우석.
선재야 just sticks to my tongue so well. 선재야.
That's his name in the drama.
Yeah. But 선재, he has dimples, which is also another thing. They both have dimples. Really deep dimples, and that gets me because my husband has dimples, and that's like one of the first things I noticed about Josh.
Yeah, Josh has very deep dimples.
And I was watching, I did like a deep delve into
That's when you get really like sucked in, when you're looking at the behind the scenes.
Yeah, their previous work, right? And anything that they were in before. I looked it up, and he was in like a super cringy, like I don't even know, like an 아침 drama. I don't even know.
잘 어울려 근데.
But
뭔가.
근데 he was like acting in it. He was so bad. I was like watching it, 근데 너무 귀여운 거야. 잘 못해도. And I was just like watching it, like laughing. And I saw all the comments, and they're like, 연기 많이 늘었다, 선재야. Like your acting improved. They're like, 괜찮아. 연기 못해도 괜찮아. And they're like, 선재야, 나 여기까지 달려왔어. I will say a lot of 유부녀s, married women, are into this drama. I guess because it, strikes a lot of nostalgia. And naturally, it's like the 30-year-olds who are like really into this drama. And most 30-year-olds like, are married in Korea. So a lot of married women and women in their 30s are just falling head over heels over this man.
I'm just so happy that there's like a drama like this now. I feel like we've been in a very dry patch where we haven't had really good dramas up until like Queen of Tears, which Jess didn't watch. But like,
forget Queen of Tears.
Forget about it. I mean,
yeah,
Queen of Tears was good. It was good, but it wasn't like, my heart didn't explode like it does when I watch Lovely Runner.
Queen of Tears, like, I know it's good and I heard it's really good, but I feel like this particular drama, Lovely Runner, it kind of like is the essence of what a Korean drama is, right?
Yes.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's just that like feel good, pure romance where you put yourself in the character's shoes and it feels like it's happening to you, because you can't really relate to Queen of Tears,
right.
But then dramas where you feel like the character and you're like, I love this man, that's when it really makes you have butterflies in your stomach.
Wow. Just perfectly said, Jess.
You guys can tell I'm obsessed, right? Can I say one more thing?
Go ahead,
I'm so sorry.
No, go ahead.
There's another 엄마 in my neighborhood. Shout out to Susan Ree. She is literally like, she showed me her lock screen today, and it's like a picture of her like photoshopped with 변우석.
Oh my gosh. Wow.
She is obsessed with this man. And she said she watched like all the clips of 변우석 on YouTube. And I don't know if you saw this, Janice, but he has like a what's in my bag
I didn't
clip.
I have saved all of the clips to watch after I've caught up with like all 10 episodes. Yeah.
So she saw that clip, and then in the bag, like there was a perfume he was using. And then she saw another clip where he was using that perfume. So she was like, oh my gosh, like he actually uses this perfume like regularly. So she ordered it from Korea, and she said she paid like $35 for like shipping.
Wow.
Because she doesn't even want to put it on. And she says she's like very sensitive to smell, but she just wants to know how he smells like. So she
wow, but
she ordered the perfume.
Scent is very like strong, for our brain. Like you can,
yes,
it's literally that's how he smells. You're smelling.
Yeah, and I was like, I was like, Susan, that's so genius. She's like, 나 미쳤지. And I was like, 아니요. 천재인데요? You're a genius. When that perfume comes and you put it on yourself,
Wow.
let me smell you. Because I
I'm
need to know what he
curious.
smells like.
Yeah, I'm so
Yeah.
curious.
She said it's that like what's that? What's the word she said? Like a
Musk.
woody smell.
Oh.
Woody smell.
Okay,
Yeah.
the word's not musty, right? What's the word? Like musky.
Woody.
Musky.
Musky smell. Yeah, not a musky smell, but oh, is it? Oh, I don't know.
It's been a while since like Jess has been obsessed with something like that. For me to be obsessed is it happens a lot. But I feel like Jess,
You
you
have
don't
phases.
really like. I don't remember the last time you were obsessed with something like this.
I have like weird obsessions.
Oh,
Like it's not like a traditional obsession, if that makes sense. Usually I'm like obsessed with people who are like not that popular. Besides I guess like Park Seo-joon, and then Kim Seon-ho was also like a big one, but then people were more obsessed with Nam Joo-hyuk in that drama.
yeah,
I was like the Kim Seon-ho
that's
pa.
true. In startup.
Yeah, in Startup. And then there was a time when I don't know if you remember, but I was obsessed with Dio.
Oh yeah, that's so random. Like literally,
It's-
I think it was an old drama too. Like the world was over that drama. Like we all
It
moved
was-
on.
It was 100 Days My Prince or something like that.
Which I think it was popular, but like it was over. It was done.
Yes. It was like already done, but I just like got into it. And it was such a good drama that too. But I was just so obsessed with Dio, like for that time. And you know what it is, Janice? I get obsessed with guys, with actors who are good at acting.
Oh, you appreciate the craft.
I appreciate their craft. Like it's not just a pretty face, but they're actually really, really good at acting too.
That's why I was
right?
very impressed by Pyonwoo because not only is he fine, but he acts so well too, surprisingly. Because I feel like the pretty ones, they get a pass.
Yeah.
But this man can act. Like
Yes.
something about his like 눈빛, his eyes. What's 눈빛 in English? Like his gaze.
Yes, his gaze.
Is so like it's so emotional, so
Yes.
fiery, so sad. I'm sorry, guys. This is slowly becoming a Lovely Runner Sonupti special, and
Yes.
you know what? I ain't complaining about it.
It's our Kangchu. It's an extended corner.
Love it.
Right?
It is.
Love it. Can I share my theory about?
Oh my gosh! Yes, please do.
It's so dumb though. I mean, skip this part if you guys don't want any spoilers or don't want any information about the drama because you guys want to watch it yourself. And it's not going to spoil anything, maybe. But the premise of this drama is the girl, Im Sol, is going back in time to try to like change the future for them, right? And she like any other K-drama, their feelings for each other are like misaligning, right? They're missing each other. They're holding back. They're not being honest with how they feel about each other. And my theory is, I think she's been given a chance to go back in time so that like to fulfill the fate of them being together.
Wow.
And then that will bring the ultimate timeline of them being saved and having the best chance of living their lives. So they are meant to be together, and fate is giving them a chance to be together from the start.
Even if things don't go as planned, somehow they will come together forever.
Yes. Yeah. And they're meant to be together.
Yes.
Because in the original timeline, they don't know each other, even in the future. Right? But I think the drama and like the premise of it is like they are 천생연분s. They are soulmates.
Yeah.
And they have to be together in order for like the correct or the most ideal timeline of their lives to be achieved. Does that make sense?
That makes perfect sense. Just because I watched the drama, I know it might sound like nonsense to people who don't watch it, but
yes.
And like I usually don't like fantasy, time travel, that all is so cheesy, but this drama makes it so beautiful. I don't know how they do it.
It's like the songs, it's like the shots,
Yeah.
it's the dialogue. There's this one scene where she's like basically like asking him to do something or like, you know, requesting something, and she's like having a lot of ego, and she's like 안 돼? 안 돼? And then he's like staring at her cuz he's like so in love with her.
Yeah.
And then he's like hypnotized by her.
Yeah.
Basically, he's like 돼,
돼.
돼. And someone was like it's 박선돼, not 박선채. And they're like 공기 반 소리 반.
Okay, I have a question though. I am watching this drama alone, and Jess is watching this drama with her husband Josh.
Yes.
And I was like so jealous of that because I don't know, for me, because I love dramas and I love movies. For me, like watching it together with my husband is, I just love doing that, right? But David refuses to watch just drama. So I've been,
Why?
because he like, I mean, you know, just the same reasons why we didn't originally want to watch it. He
Oh,
just
okay.
thinks it's hella
Seems lame,
cheesy
basically.
and lame.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, I understand. So I'm like, okay, fine. I ain't gonna wait for him. So I just started the drama myself. But Jess and Josh, they watched it together. So I'm curious, like, are you like, you know, squirming in your seat and squealing in front of Josh, or are you keeping it cool?
I am.
You-
I'm squirming. I'm I'm expressing, right? But I will say I'm not like releasing my full potential of squirmage. I'm kind of like holding back a little bit because I want to be respectful to Josh, right? I mean, he's my husband. But then at the same time, Josh really likes the girl character.
Oh.
So I know in his heart he's feeling butterflies too.
So he's definitely holding back on his excitement as well.
I mean, he was like kind of hiding behind like the Ibur, getting a little shy watching the scenes. So he's like definitely getting, you know, a little, you know,
okay,
a little crazy over the drama
so
too.
that's why he likes the drama, because he likes the girl.
Of course. Why else would a guy watch a drama, right?
I am surprised that he likes her so much because I actually didn't like love that she was the main character. I like her now because I really think she's a great actress.
She's so good.
But I'm surprised that Josh like likes her as like a girl.
Josh actually liked her from Sky Castle because he thought she was like really good at acting. And Josh is like 최애, his ultimate celebrity is Kim Tae-ri.
Yeah.
That's like kind of like his style, like wholesome looking.
Uh-huh.
Like that, like, you know, just like Korean beauty.
Yes.
Right? She kind of like resembles her, in my opinion. Yeah. They kind of look alike, right? Like Kim Tae-ri, they have a similar
vibe, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, so Jane was saying like, "Oh, I see that Josh has a type."
Yeah, and Jess, you look like Kim Tae-ri. You remind me of Kim Tae-ri. Yeah, you do.
Please cut this out. 내가
yeah,
지금
느낌이 진짜
look at
김태희
me in my face.
느낌이 나와요.
지금?
진짜로.
I'm sorry, guys. I apologize on Janice's behalf. 이홍기 많이 들었어 that I look like FT Island 이홍기.
In your younger years.
In my younger
when
years,
you had the 사랑, or not, the 덧니.
My 덧니.
Because 이홍기 had
and
덧니
then-
too.
Yeah. I feel like even now I could see a little bit of 이홍기 in me.
No.
Hey, who did you hear again, Janice? What's his name?
Literally, there was this group called 파란 back in the day. Nobody knew them. Nobody cared.
I still don't know who he is.
You don't know
Is
who
it
he is?
Lion?
His name was Lion, and like I don't know who pinned that on me, but they said, "Oh, you look like Lion from Paran," and I hated that. Why do I have to look like a man?
근데
But
I mean,
I hated it more because I could see it.
I mean, even now, I feel like if you look him up, like you would believe it if she tells you that he's your brother. That's how similar you guys look.
He got 쌍꺼풀 too. He looks worse.
Oh, he did?
Yeah.
Is he still a celebrity, Janice?
I think he's like a musical actor or something like that. But he
wow.
basically looks like that.
But wait, who was someone that Josh said you look like, and you were like, wow, thank you.
He was watching a drama with her in it. I forgot. I don't even want to say it though because I had no
Shinsekyong.
Yeah, see, no, that is just.
We were watching something and with Shinsekyong, and Josh was like, dude, she reminds me of Janice. I was like, wow, Josh. You
Hey,
should text that to her.
and I messaged him. I said, Josh, what do you want from me? 말만 해.
큰 절을 받으시오. 큰 상을 받을 것이야.
아, 진짜.
Yeah, I can see it.
It's a K-drama special today. I love it.
My thing with Janice is I thought you always look like Hanyoju.
Okay. And you know what? I don't like Hanyoju.
Why?
She's a little too vanilla. Her
I think
acting's
she-
Her face
think
is
she's
like
so pretty.
pretty, but it's like vanilla.
I love Hanyoju. I think she's good at acting, and I think she's beautiful, and she reminds me of you.
Thanks, Jess. Well, you remind me of Kim Tae-ri, so.
이 episode.
Also, we forgot to mention, Hyunwoo literally sings the soundtrack songs.
Oh my god! You know what's crazy? Josh was like, he mentioned it. He's like, I feel like this is him singing. I was like, there's
Yeah.
no way, dude. It's too good. I literally said that. I'll say one thing. I
Just
hate
one thing?
Mondays. I hate Mondays. Like
Mm.
I get Sunday scaries. Is that what it's called?
Yep.
Like it really, it's like so painful for me to be like, oh my god, I gotta wake up and like go
Yeah.
to work. But because of this drama, it's a Monday Tuesday drama.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, please let the weekend go by faster.
Wow.
That's how I feel.
All right. Okay, since that was like literally our Kangju, I want to end with another little segment. Okay, this is
Mhm,
kind of random
mhm.
because I thought about this because we're talking about scent and
Mhm.
how delicious we imagine him to Pyeonwoo to smell.
Mhm,
But what is your worst like nightmare? Because my worst nightmare is
mhm.
smelling bad. Like that is seriously, well, first of all, it's like having like smelling like BO. And then second thing is like having bad breath. That is my worst. Those two are my worst nightmares of all time.
It's so funny because even now, I mean, you would think Janice wouldn't care about that kind of stuff with me. I mean, we're best friends, but Janice, like, even now when I just like I have the giggles when we're talking, when we're just talking, and I just take a pause, and I'm like, when I'm just thinking about something, like I'm just like processing something. She covers her mouth. She's like, oh my god, this is my breath smell. She's like, sorry, Jess, I'm hungry. I'm hungry.
Oh my gosh.
That's always her thing.
Jeff. Oh shoot, sorry. Does my breath smell? Shoot, sorry. I'm hungry, sorry. And just like, what the hell are you saying? Can't even smell your breath. It's my worst
always-
nightmare.
It's like 똑같은, the same thing every time. And then every time when she does that, I just make fun of Jenna and go. Shout out to your reel with Jane. Oh
Dude.
shit, I farted.
Okay, that TikTok. There's a specific TikTok that I really, really contemplated whether I should upload because it's really like my face is so. I didn't know my face could make an expression like that. Okay, and I was like, okay, I'm just gonna do it. I'm just gonna freaking pull the trigger and do it. I uploaded it, and it's the worst video on my TikTok page.
And I feel like even your caption was so funny. Like on YouTube Shorts, like I contemplated uploading this. 그것도 너무 웃겼어.
On YouTube too, it's not doing so hot. So go
너무
ahead,
웃겨.
go there and show me some love, people.
Oh my gosh, so funny.
While you're thinking about your worst nightmare,
Uh-huh.
do you know why also with you especially I'm so sensitive?
Why?
I think
Why?
you can share
Oh!
the story. This is like this is a very vulnerable story for me, okay? And I want to add, because it's my worst nightmare, I make sure I wear deodorant every single day. I try to wear perfume every day. That one's a little bit harder, but deodorant is a must for me. Okay, I wear my eucalyptus, melon, and goetz deodorant every single day. That's just the note I want to add before you dive into this.
Guys, like don't think she smells. But there is a story that we want to share, and it's really funny.
Oh God.
Because this is actually throwback to CJ. When Janice started at CJ as an intern at CGV, just as we shared before in our previous episode.
Mm-hmm.
And then she kind of introduced me to this role that was open in theatrical distribution. And I was like, oh my gosh, Janice, then I get to work with you and like it's gonna be so fun. So I decided to go for it and I applied for that internship position.
Oh, uh-huh.
And it was actually very formal because I think there were like 2 or 3 interviews that you had to go through, even as an intern, to get hired by CJ. And I was really nervous actually, I made it through the first round. And then the second round was with like basically the director person that I was supposed to work with.
Mm-hmm.
And I was super nervous for this position and this interview. But then, Janice was hyping me up and I was like, Janice, like, what should I wear? And she's like, oh, Jess, you could wear my Madewell dress. Like, it's really professional. It's really, really, it's really pretty. I think you'll feel really confident in it if you go in that dress. And I looked at it and I was like, dude, I love it, Janice. Thank you so much. Like, 나 이거 입고 꼭 붙을게. I'm going to get hired, okay? Just for you. And I wore the dress and then I got my makeup, done and my hair. I mean, I did my makeup and hair and I was feeling super confident going into the interview because just like, like there's a Korean saying that, 옷이 날개다, right? Your clothes are your wings, right? So I felt really confident. And then I was like sitting in the waiting room, kind of like rehearsing like all the, questions and responses that I was going to say during the interview. And then I just kind of like take a sniff, take a whiff like of the air. And I was like,
of something.
I was like, what? What's that smell? It smells kind of funky. And then I kind of like, it's like, it's like lingering, right? And it's like bothering me because I'm trying to like rehearse my interview questions, but it's like still there in my nose. And it's like penetrating through my olfactory senses, right? And I'm just like, yo, what is that smell? Like, does anyone else smell that? And then I keep sniffing, and I am a keko, mind you, so I will find the source of that smell. And I'm just sniffing around like, what is that? Because I'm like so bothered by it.
Now you're like fixated on the smell.
I'm fixated on it. I can't focus, and I have to know what that smell is so I can detract from it, right? I can I can eliminate it, right? I'm sniffing, and I'm going towards my armpit, and I smell it. I'm like, oh! And it was such an unfamiliar smell. Not saying that I don't have BO. Of course, everybody has BO, but usually
Do you?
I don't have I have a lot of like foot odor. 발냄새? I have foot odor and occasionally bad breath in the morning and like 두피 냄새, my head 냄새 when I don't shower is pretty gnarly. But I have never ever in my life had 암 냄새, armpit smell. I've never had armpit smell, BO. So it was such an unfamiliar smell to me.
I'm just imagining you like trying to practice for your interview, like, oh.
That's exactly what happened. Lifting my arms. But it's so funny because I smelled it and my confidence completely destructed. Just declined. It declined.
Complete opposite effect of what I told you it would do for you.
And my wings were clipped. 옷이 날개가 아니었어.
Wow.
But I mean, I passed and I made it to the final round of meeting the king of CJ. And it's so funny because when I went home, I was like, "Hey," Jess was like, "How'd it go? Yeah. How was it?" I was like, "Oh, I think it went well. I mean, there were some hard questions, but I got through it, Janice." And I was like, I didn't know how to say it, but I wanted to be honest with Janice.
Yeah, of course.
So I was like, "Hey, Janice, by the way, I think you need to para your dress or like maybe setak." And she's
Wash
like,
it.
wait, why? And I was like, just smell it. Just smell the armpit part. And she's like, oh my god. And then she's like, oh my god. Back to her bad breath. Jess, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Jess, I'm so
Dude.
sorry.
That's so embarrassing.
But we got a good laugh out of it. And I was just telling her, like, Janice, my confidence completely declined after I got. And I was interviewing like this. Nah.
Dude, I think honestly that was probably because that was like, well, actually that was senior year of college. That's pretty late. But I feel like because of that experience, I became extra sensitive, and
Yes.
it became like my worst nightmare since then.
Yes. And Josh knows how sensitive Janice is, so he always makes fun of her. Like he always goes, "What's that smell, Janice?"
Yeah, like whenever I
Janice
come out of the
panics.
bathroom, he goes, "Oh!" I'm like, "What? What? Why? What? The smell?"
He just wants that reaction out of you. He just wants to troll you so hard.
He calls me Japunis. Doesn't even make sense.
Anyways, that's such a good story, man. My worst nightmare is like, okay, so like appearance wise and just at first interaction, I seem very bubbly, very approachable,
Yes.
very like, like not awkward. But inside, I'm just a very I don't want to say awkward, but I'm just like thinking a lot.
Mm.
And I'm worried about awkward silences,
Uh-huh.
and I want that person to like me because I'm an ESFJ, I'm a people pleaser. So I'm going to constantly try to keep our conversation going, make sure that that person's having fun, and making sure that they don't think I'm awkward, right?
Oh.
But that in itself like makes me awkward
Uh-huh.
without getting caught. But just like in my head, I'm like, oh my god, I'm so awkward right now. Like I gotta save this situation. I gotta do something. Blah blah blah. It's just a constant noise.
Yeah.
So my worst nightmare is like getting caught. That I'm actually kind of
That
awkward.
someone sees you for who you are.
Yes. That I'm not like completely. That I'm not cool.
Uh-huh. Yeah. And shout out
actually-
to Ludacris.
Shout out to Ludacris because
Not the
he-
rapper.
Chris Lee. Chris Lee. I served on like as college like staff at our church with him a few years back. And I feel like Chris, like he's kind of like that too, right? He has a bit of awkwardness in him. So he senses it very well in other people, right? And every time like I'm like interacting with people, like with college students, and then in my mind I'm thinking all those thoughts. I'm like, I gotta keep this conversation going, like I can't be awkward, blah blah blah. I like look over to Chris and he's like squinting at me. He's like, hey, you're feeling awkward, huh?
He sees right through you.
And I'm like, damn it, Chris, get away from me. He's like, I only know because that's exactly how I am. And I'm like, that's my worst fear, man, getting caught.
Wow. I think the topic that we just talked about will be a great segue for next week's episode.
Yes.
And next week's episode will be about some of our icks, some more funny stories.
Yes.
So please make sure to tune into that.
If you guys didn't get a chance to like submit your cringe moments, please send us a story, just like a short, a draft of like what happened, how you felt.
Yeah. Anything embarrassing that you just want to delete from your memory, but want to share with our Honey Jam podcast. All right, you guys, please leave us a review and give us a 5-star rating, please. And we will see you next time. Bye-bye.
Bye, guys.